I keep doing the 90-degree broken wrist thing, and now I will no longer be like, man, how does holding stuff work IRL? Yeah, exactly. That's how it works. The wrist is actually super bent in a lot of shots. So let's talk about why that is. All right, this is actually a big thing, a big problem with a lot of 3D animation. Wrists getting bent too much just to get a proper rotational thing. Right now, if we were to draw out a hand, and we give it something to grab, right? We give it a stick. Here's a nice stick. And typically in 3D, what we'll do is we'll just curl the fingers in, and you have like the thumb like that, right? And then you're just like, bam, that's a thing that I'm holding, right? The stick has been held. But okay, here's the thing. That's not actually how we grab things. Not in real life, not really, not with weapons, not with other things that we care about. We actually don't grab things like that. And there's a reason why. And it's people don't think about it too much. It's a very, very, very subtle thing. But we actually have a different kind of grip because of our palm shape. Okay? So if you look at a palm, I guess I'll put it here. If you look at a palm, we have, of course, like this thing, right? We have like the thumb wrinkle here, and we got like the palm wrinkle there, right? Notice how in between these two parts of your hand, essentially the top of the top of the thumb muscle and the bottom of like the knuckles, right? There's actually a bit of a divot, right? There's like an indent in your palm right there. Like the lowest part is between the knuckles and above the thumb muscle. That area, it actually has like basically a little sitting area for everything that you hold. It wants to sit there, right? And if you actually notice, the thumb muscle especially and everything else actually makes it so that everything you grab is ever so slightly diagonal, okay? And this is not something that is super obvious. It's very, very subtle. But basically, when you actually rest something on your hand, check this out. Hang on, let's spread the fingers a bit. Right? Check this out. When you actually rest something on your hand, and you grab something specifically, what you're gonna see is that you're gonna see that the object actually ends up resting more along these lines. Right here. Right? Right there. See that? This is a more natural grip. And you'll notice that the knuckles, technically are here. They're not lined up perfectly. They're not lined up perfectly. So what you're actually going to do when you grab something is your knuckles are going to adjust, not the object. So what happens actually is when you actually do grab something, it's going to end up looking like this with the same diagonal angle here. Right? And this is gonna set your animation apart when you actually do like gripping animations and stuff like that. When you hold stuff, like keep this in mind, guys. It will help a lot. But when you actually grab stuff, you're gonna have something like this, right? Actually, specifically like this. And what you're gonna notice is that your hand, your knuckles, are actually gonna adjust instead, because you notice how this is not perfectly it's not just like this, right? It's actually like this. Notice that? It's like slightly diagonal. All your fingers are slightly diagonal. This feels appealing. This is a good natural pose, right? It's much better than just having the fingers like this. You see what I'm saying? So this actually means that your pinky knuckle and stuff like that, like your palm bones, your metacarpals, are actually being conforming to the stick instead of just the stick conforming to the direction of your knuckles. So you're actually going to want to have something like that because, in particular, when you have 90-degree angles like this, where you want to stab something, this doesn't make your wrist break. Right? So when you actually were to, if you were to actually bring, let's say, just bring the wrist like this, and you were gonna go like that. Look how natural this looks, right? This is basically 90 degrees, but it feels fine, right? It feels fine. It's not that bad. It could definitely work in real life. It's a natural pose. Like even going further, like this, like that's only a 45-degree angle, or more like a 60-degree angle, instead of like a like a boom, 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 boom. It ends up looking, this being your fingers, right? It ends up looking more like this, right? like more like that, which is a lot more natural. Really, really hard to see naturally, but once you get it, like it will make a big difference with your grip animations, your grip poses.